Noticing the simple joys helps us connect with our childlike selves. Children notice them so naturally. They see wonder all around them. Every day is an adventure. A new flower to pick, a new insect to marvel at. I feel that many of us have forgotten how to connect with this part of ourselves. We've lost touch with the joys of the mundane. And some of us have forgotten what we love to do as children. How we felt when finding a lone wildflower sprout up from the concrete. The joys of dancing under the rain. I find that when we observe these small delights, these simple joys, it's easier to get excited about things. Like newly printed photographs from a disposable camera, candles on birthday cakes, a neighborhood kitty. When we aren't in touch with our childlike selves, we become our own worst enemies. We don't forgive easily. We close our hearts. We harden our shells. We make excuses. And we become more defensive. But cultivating that naturalness, that softness, is what makes us come alive. And that little child is still at the core of everything that you do. What brought you to life before the structures and responsibilities that life threw at you as you got older?
I want to switch.
When you feel stuck, when you feel lost, when you doubt yourself, that is the time to connect with your inner child and ask yourself, what do I love? One of the things that I've always loved to do is I regularly spend a day taking my inner child out on a date. You don't have to take yourself out for a full day. A morning or afternoon will do wonders for your spirit. Upon waking up in the morning, ask yourself what your inner child would most want to do that day. And the answers perhaps might surprise you. Maybe it's going on a bike ride, packing a picnic, and eating at a new spot. Or even spending the afternoon in bed with some new books. But whatever you do, gift yourself the enjoyment of play. Because when we reject our inner child's desires, slowly but surely, we start to believe that what we want isn't okay. Who we are isn't okay. And our natural, instinctual selves is what makes us beautiful. What did you do as a child? What were your hobbies? A simple way to get this information is to look at old pictures of yourself. How did your personality shine through the photograph? These photos remind us of who we naturally are deep down. Children can also teach us about stillness. They know instinctively how to slow down and have fun. And as adults, sometimes it feels as if stillness is harder than action. As a creative person myself, I need to intentionally give myself time to try new things. Hobbies that aren't associated with monetary gain, interests that are more private and more personal. That privacy gives me that time and space to play freely to my heart's content. I've realized that one doesn't have to monetize their hobbies or their side hustle or their interests to feel good and to feel satisfied. Since moving to France, I've learned that being still is so necessary to regroup and recenter ourselves. I'm making this video because so many of us have lost our joyful innocence, naive optimism, and thirst for life. But if I had to choose, I would rather be naively joyful than realistically bitter. So be open to the wonder of life, to miracles unfolding right before your very eyes. Make time for exploration. Allow yourself to play and experiment with something new. And most importantly, follow your excitements.
Hey guys, it's me Helena. I am here in the city of Bastia in Corsica. I'm here today because my husband is applying for his French language test, or he's taking his French language test for his citizenship application. We're planning to get citizenship. We'll see what happens, but he's right now taking his test, which is why I'm here in Bastia at my old spot. And I thought I would just chat with you guys, tell you guys something that happened this morning for me that I really wanted to share with you. I thought maybe it might inspire you or uplift you or bring you some added joy to your day. I got my notebook here. So this morning I was feeling very tired because we left the house really early and I didn't have time to do my meditation, which I do every morning when I wake up. And so I brought my laptop and my headphones with me in the car, and I did my meditation in the car while Alex is driving. The first thing that I realized in this meditation was how important, how critical our childhood selves, the excitements that we had when we were kids, the things that we loved, the things that we naturally did as children are the things that we need to continue doing as adults. Obviously, they don't have to be exactly the same. Like, I may not throw another garage dance party in my house anytime soon, but maybe it's the underlying core of that, which is bringing people together and having fun. Maybe with writing, maybe I don't have to write in a journal, but maybe the core underlying thread of that is observing life and recording it and reflecting upon it. Maybe that's what the core was. And so I really encourage you to look at your own life. Were you a builder? Were you a gatherer? Did you love to bring people together for parties or to have fun? Or were you an observer? Did you like to be alone and look and reflect on the world around you and record it down in a drawing or a painting or a journal entry? What were the things that you loved to do as a kid? And then look back to your childhood self and see, did I like to be alone most of the time? Or did I like to be surrounded by people? I wrote down everything that I received, and then I asked my husband what it is that he loved to do. And what he loved to do is so different from what I love to do. He was a problem solver as a kid. My husband's mom has told me this countless times about how when he was like 5 or 6 years old, he would solve problems from a very like practical, logical point of view, and he was like a toddler or kid, you know, and he was always solving problems and fixing things and being like the peacemaker. He is the peacemaker. He's the stable, steady force, and that's his gift. And it's not only his gift and his talent, his natural gift, but it's what he loved to do when he was a kid, and it's what he naturally did as a child. And those things he still does today. And so your purpose doesn't have to be in your job or in your career or your vocation. It could be just you and what you're here to do in this lifetime, what you're here to learn. And I realized that for me, the thread that went through all those 3 images that I saw in my mind was self-expression. We can learn so much when we look back at who we were as kids, and because that was our natural instincts. That was us in our natural, raw, unfiltered core. That was us. So how can we bring back that which we did when we were children and bring it to now? One of the ways that you can receive this clarity and this guidance from within yourself is through meditation. And when you get to this really relaxed state in meditation, a lot of the answers can come forth more easily. They just like kind of float up to the surface. They feel almost like little droplets, little rain droplets that are floating through your crown chakra and then entering your body. And that's how it often feels for me. But when you're in this meditation, or even just in general, if you just want to ask yourself these questions, ask yourself, what am I naturally good at? What are the things that come really easily to me? And you can also ask yourself, you know, what do I love? If I had one day on earth, what would I do on this day? Like, what would I do? How would I spend my time? I find if we think about it from that perspective of if we only had one day to live, what would we choose to do? Like if all of work canceled, if all your jobs said, no one come to the office, we're canceling work because it's our last day on earth, what would you do? How would you spend your day? And the other thing to ask yourself is, what did you enjoy when you were a kid? What naturally lit you up when you were a child? Follow those excitements. Follow those things that your childhood self loved to do, whether someone was watching you or not, even if you can only do it for 20 minutes. I always tell everyone, you don't have to make your passion your career. You don't have to make your passion your life. You don't have to do that. You can simply do it for an hour a day, 20 minutes a day, and that's enough for you, and that's awesome. It doesn't obviously have to be through meditation that you can find this information. You can ask your inner voice. You can get quiet and breathe and just ask your inner voice for the answers, to show you things. I also go through the Akashic Records to get this kind of information if I ever am needing some clarity or I need some guidance on something about my life today. I will go into the Akashic Records. I also do a lot of journaling. So journaling is like the main way that I'm able to get clarity and to receive information about myself that maybe the conscious mind isn't aware of, but the subconscious mind is. And so for me, meditation, journaling, connecting with water, there are magical secret little breadcrumbs scattered throughout all of our childhood. And if we look back at our childhood self and we follow those breadcrumbs, often they lead to something so magnificent and magical. And we often get so torn apart from our childhood selves. We forget about what we love to do as kids because we grow up and life is hard. Living on earth it's a hard place to live, and we forget about those things. And so I am just here to remind you to look back at your childhood self and ask yourself what you did then, why did you like it, and how can you bring that core element to your life now. And I'll ask myself questions, and I receive images, movie clips, sometimes words, colors, and it'll just come to the surface when I am in this deep, relaxed state. A place where I can allow my subconscious to flourish and to open up to me. If you would like me to record some meditation audios helping you, guiding you through these questions so that you could discover your values, you know, your core desires, your childlike self, what your purpose is, like all these things you can find for yourself through meditation. And so I'm thinking about making like a bunch of meditation clips. like audio MP3 files or something like that. So if you are interested and you would like me to make something like that, just let me know in the comments below so I know that it's of interest to you guys. So yeah, it was a really profound morning this morning, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because it really left an impact on me, and maybe it'll inspire you to do the same. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will catch you later. And now I have to go back to get my camera. What? I don't show you. And now I have to go back and get my camera. Ah! Oh. You can do it, babe. Don't be gross on camera. I'm filming. Now I have to go back. I feel like Laura Croft. It's alright, puppy.
Hey, go.